freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Oh, and we're back. Yeah, we're yakking and talking and so on because we can. We're distracted. Let me tell you what we're doing. This is of interest to you guys, and that means no talking. Well, what we're doing is there is an economic discussion group that's been I do every month or so, and what happens is there was a gentleman that's testified before Congress. Dr. Jasser, he is a Muslim here in Arizona. He was the congressional physician. And when you had a couple of years ago, some guy broke into the Capitol at security and he killed or shot some security officers there. And so he was the first doctor on scene. Now he's there. And he got some kind of congressional award and so on. So he testified in the radical Islam hearings that they had in Congress last week or so. He was one of the people that gave testimony, and he did 2 nights ago. He gave a presentation, and I didn't go because I said, look, when you stop bombing all these people and declaring war on these guys and having the no-fly enforcement zone of, oh, no, we're not sending U.S. troops, just our allies, French and English, they'll go, we'll take care of the air. We won't be on the ground. That's not our job. We won't do that. So we're all good. We're going to do what the UN says, another Muslim country that, and I'm supposed to care because what? Well, until you stop doing that, what are we even talking about radical Islam for? Well, gee, I wonder why they're radical. We just feed right into this thing. Well, Marc is looking for a Muslim to join this. He already has Christians and atheists and Mormons and the people that refuse to be defined. And this guy's, but he doesn't have a Muslim, and he's a Jew. And heck, I mean, the lawyer's a Jew. So we got that covered. But the thing is, we need to have a Muslim, Hindu, Buddhist. So we said to go, look, you be perfect for this. Are you willing to join this suit? I'm very interested to see what the answer is. He'd get a lot of attention on this, but it might not be what he's looking at. He would lose his support he has in Congress with the neocons, with those that want to have, because they're looking for a public-private kind of answer to this thing. We need to have, it's like, what do they call it? Voice of America over Europe and everything. We're going to do it here in the United States and put a little FM station by the mosques. I mean, this is what's going on. They want to educate this way. So I see where this is going. So let me go ahead and ask Dick, man. You know what? Do you need to have different face representatives? Is that just good PR?
We don't need to have it, but of course we're always looking for diversity. And as a result, we would like very much to have people of different religions. We really would like to have somebody who's Buddhist and so on. You said Christians and Mormons. To my knowledge, the Mormons consider themselves to be one of the 33,000 some different sects of Christianity. But what you didn't tell people is how to contact us. So if you'll go to the website, noprayday.com, you'll see that you'll be able to email to us if you are in any one of these different groups that we would really like to have.
In Arizona.
In Arizona, we would like to have somebody as a representative from these different groups. It's not required. The lawsuit is perfectly fine as it is. We don't have to add anybody to it in order to maintain it, because this is not an issue. As Marc has pointed out, this is not an issue of religion. This is an issue of freedom.
And, part of our mission here is to educate. And so it allows the other side just a little bit too much latitude to paint us to say, wow, this is just a group of crazy atheists that want to bring this case against, religious people. That is not the situation here at all. And so it will make me super happy to say, no, that's not the case. We've got lots of people from lots of different faiths who understand that the government is not their daddy, the government is not their mommy, and they're insulted by the notion that the government would take its time as their agent to tell them that they need to pray.
Simple. But that makes it even more complex. They don't like things simple. They don't want it to be a simple thing. They want it to be more complex. We have to sustain and expand the culture and the heritage and the history of America. And it was founded by Christians. And it was, all these myths that they are perpetuating, that we have a Christian. I remember in the early 90s, I got to tell this story. In the early 90s, they had, everybody takes off their headphones. In the early 90s, that Mike, you still got yours on. In the early 90s, there was this Christian nation drumbeat. We are a Christian nation. At church, I'm going to one of the largest Baptist churches here in Central Phoenix, North Phoenix Baptist Church. Man, they got their own indoor skating rink, literally. They're one of them. So we're sitting, my family, we're going there, and that just bothered me so much. And there was an article written by a priest, and it was called Jesus is Libertarian. And the point that he was making was Jesus never asked for government force. He didn't go to Caesar and say, make him be his brother's keeper. Don't use the spear of the legions to make people do something. Christ used witness, parable, testimony, voluntary persuasion. If you had to use government force, you already lost the argument. So I'm going, okay, so what did we do? We made up a bunch of bumper stickers in 93, 94. And one of them, I insisted on having it done and put it on the back of my car and drove to church every time I went. And it said, Jesus is Libertarian. And you just waited for him to say something. What? And I go, absolutely. He didn't use government force. Next question. So this is I understand this for what it, I think I might have some of those bumper stickers left.
I saw the one on your car out there that says Jesus never stops talking. You got that one
right. So you guys I get to have it. It's called my show. That's it. The prerogative of the host. I get to do what I want. So go ahead and get us what you think is going to be the end game of this. How do you think they're going to play it? Are they going to? Of course, they're either just going to back off, they're going to answer, or they're going to defend.
Well, we already saw the governor on TV on a video clip that said she's going to vigorously defend this. Now, I've never seen anybody in a political situation say, I'm going to defend it. They always have to vigorously defend it. They can't just defend in a normal way. So she's going to vigorously defend this.
And did you think that she wouldn't?
Well, of course not.
They're just playing right into this. It's so typical. And they'll waste time, and it'll distract from, and they probably see it as a benefit because they get to avoid the budget.
Well, she prayed for that too,
I'm sure she did.
We mentioned it in our complaint that on January 17 of 2010, Governor Brewer did declare a day of prayer for the budget.
Oh, you know what that says.
It failed.
What I like is that a government official, a governor no less, said that she has the will of the people. That's why, she's going to win this, because she has the will of the people, because, most of the people support this. That was her reasoning behind this.
Well, one, that has nothing to do with law. And the other thing is this lawsuit's going to really bring out what the will really is. And I'm interested in how this is going to affect Jim Sharp. Now, Jim on air said he wanted to join the lawsuit.
I don't remember if it was on air or not, but, Jim's a man of integrity. He told me he's in.
Hey,
Not they're going to take his job away.
You're talking about population and people being in favor of us or not. Go to the New Times poll, and you're going to find that over 70% are in favor of our lawsuit.
Really?
Oh! Wow. Well, it doesn't surprise me. The New Times is kind of left. But take sport wherever you can get it. I just want the debate. More of it when we come back.